Welcome viewers to another video. In this video I will be talking on three things: the nature of free will or freedom of choice, God's authority, and the role of sin in the unfolding of divine redemption. I will begin by looking at the story of the war in heaven. The war in heaven is described in Revelation chapter 12 verses 7 to 9, where we see Michael and his angels fought against Satan or the dragon and his angels. Satan and his followers were defeated and cast out of heaven to this earth. This passage illustrates the ultimate defeat of evil, but it does not provide a detailed reason why God allowed this conflict to unfold the way it did. However, the conflict between good and evil is framed as something that has a purpose in the larger narrative of creation and the redemption story. Let's look at why doesn't God just destroy or obliterate Satan when he sinned? The reason God doesn't simply obliterate or destroy Satan to prevent sin is deeply rooted in God's plan for creation and human free will. Now, here are a few key points to consider. Free will and love, or freedom of choice and love. God created beings, including angels and humans, with free will. The choice to love and obey God must be a genuine choice. If God were to simply remove all opposition, including Satan, the freedom to choose would be compromised. True love and devotion are meaningful only if there is an opportunity to reject evil and choose good. In other words, love cannot be coerced or forced. It must be freely given. Let me use the illustration of a robot. Men cannot be like robots to function by way of command or direction from its creator. If human beings and angels were to function like robots, Satan would say to God, "You are using fear to make these people to love you." Let's look at something called permissive will of God. Sometimes God allows certain things to happen that are not His direct will, but are allowed for a greater purpose. This is part of what theologians call God's permissive will. Right? Even though sin and evil are not God's design for the world, He allowed them for a time to accomplish His greater purpose of redemption and ultimately the defeat of evil. The story of the Bible reveals a God who is patient and gives humanity time to respond to His love and grace. Redemption and the cross. The story of Jesus is not just about defeating Satan directly in a moment of overpowering strength. It's about providing a way for humanity to be reconciled with God despite sin. If God had obliterated or destroyed Satan immediately, there would have been no opportunity for redemption. The purpose of Jesus coming to earth was not to just remove sin immediately, but to offer a path of salvation through His life, death, and resurrection. The ultimate victory over Satan is achieved through the cross, where Jesus not only defeats sin, but also offers forgiveness to all who believes in Him. The final victory. Jesus will ultimately defeat Satan in the end, as we read in Revelation 20:10, when Satan will be thrown into the lake of fire. However, God's plan involves a gradual unfolding of His kingdom, where the choices of humans and the work of the church are central to the battle against evil. This process allows for the full display of God's justice, mercy, and grace. The final destruction of Satan will be a part of God's perfect timing when the need for free will and human choice has come to fulfillment. Let's look at Satan's role in the great controversy. While Satan's rebellion is tragic, it serves as a backdrop for the story of God's redemptive work. Without the presence of evil, the victory of good would lack depth. The drama of salvation involves not only the defeat of sin, but the opportunity for every human being, including angels, to make a choice in response to God's love. As they step back, they would see that, yes, God was right all along. God's desire is not just to obliterate evil, but to redeem it, to transform human hearts and bring them into communion with Him. The ultimate defeat of Satan and the final removal of sin will occur in the new heaven and the new earth. But this unfolds in God's perfect timing with the purpose of showing His full glory in justice and mercy. Let's look at what lessons we can learn. From a practical standpoint, the delay in the defeat of Satan allows for growth, maturity, and development of virtues like faith, hope, and love. It's not just about obliterating evil in the moment, but about refining the hearts of believers and the creation itself. Thank you for watching. I hope you are enjoying some of the truth that I have been presenting in these videos. We will continue to look further into this subject, freedom of choice, in one more videos to come. Bye for now.